Hey guys, welcome to Baldwin House Hobbies. Thanks for watching this video.
Hey guys, welcome back to Baldwin House Hobbies. We're back here with the MiG 29 Red Star. I'm gonna have my controller set up here with you guys. I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I've set everything up inside. I want you guys to see that. So first things first, we have our the AR 8020T. This is an 8-channel receiver. What you'll notice on this is there are two labels here, Vector 1 and Vector 2. Those are plugged into channels 7 and 8. That is for your thrust vectoring in the back. You don't need to worry about your rudder because it's all handled in this blue box right here. This blue box. And so you may want to change that later on. I unplug the rudder and swap out some things. It's going to take some work, but for those that have their thrust vectoring on all the time, it's not going to bother them. For those who want it on a switch, you may have to do some adjustments. I have not done it yet. I'm going to see how it works as we go. I'm going to go ahead and get it plugged up here. We've got our Electron 5200 6-cell batteries in here. This will be great for our weight and balance. So let's go ahead and get this thing plugged up, and we'll start doing what we do. As you guys can see, I still need to do some tidying up. Last finishing touches, I'll probably end up mounting the receiver here and stuff like that. Alrighty, so as we're looking at this thing, it's a very large jet. It's about, I think it's 5 foot. It's about as tall as I am. A little over 5 feet from tip of the nose here all the way to the tail. So it's a really big jet. I love it. All right, let's go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys my mixes here. I'm going to go into model adjust on my transmitter. I'm going to go to my mixing. And you'll see here I have 4 mixes, 2 for elevator and 2 for aileron. And I'll show you guys what that's going to do. Alrighty. Alright, so first we'll look at the rudder. So you can see the rudder is already it's already mixed in the blue box. So you've got your right, you got your left. It's already mixed. Now I have mine set up on a switch. I have my mixes set up on a switch, so you won't see any movement from the thrust vectoring on up, down, rolling right, or rolling left. And that's okay. I don't mind that right now. I may adjust later on, and I might move the rudder off of the blue box and put it onto the transmitter. I'd have to get a bigger receiver because you'll need an extra channel, but not a big deal. It's all personal preference at that point. So we'll come over here and we'll get our mixes. My mixes are attached to switch B. I know it's a 3 toggle switch. That's the only one I had available at the time. We'll go in here. We'll get a good view of that. All right. So you can see my rates are negative 125 right now on both sides. If I can, there we go. We will turn our thrust vectoring on. So what you can see is, so the elevator is to auxiliary 3 and auxiliary 2, which is channels 7 and 8 on the receiver. So we take a look at after I've turned it on, now if I go up, we've got down, we've got roll right, and we got roll left. Okay. Now, if I have done something bad, let's just say that I've moved these over to the positive side. Now, if I go up, you're going to see that the plane is going to try to roll. That's why we have to make sure that all of these adjustments are proper, because if you're going up, this means if your thrust vectoring is on takeoff, you're going to roll this plane immediately on takeoff, which is not a good thing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to come back into your settings here. You're going to adjust these whichever way is going to work for your transmitter. Yours may be different than mine, but now that these are set up the way they were, I now have, if we go up, I've got up and I've got down. So it's not reversed, or it's not trying to roll it. So we go back, and as you can see, I've got one for auxiliary 3 or port 8, and one for auxiliary 2 or port 7 on my on my receiver. Same thing goes with the aileron. If you mix these up, if you mix the rates up, it will not do what you want it to do in the air with the nozzles. So always, always, always double check your settings. Make sure these are correct for your thrust vectoring. Another thing I want to add, if we go back to the thrust vectoring, if we're going to roll right, this needs to be pointed up. This one needs to be pointed down. The reason for this is going to shove this side of the plane down, and this is going to try to raise this side of the plane. That means that you're in line with your ailerons. Same thing with if you're going left. You want that side up and that side down. Let's see here. What else we got? We have our flap system. So if we go into flaps, you'll see that I have 3 different positions on it. I've got a 2-second timer on it. So if we go and look at our flaps right here, you can see on my switch, it takes a little bit of time for it to go down, takes a little bit of time for it to go up. The reason I do this is because I don't always use elevator mixing into it, into my flaps. I will see what that does on our maiden. I don't like to do it in the beginning because if you do it and you're wrong, you're going to have some issues in the air. It might pull up, it might pull down on you, and so this is my standard setup. It may be different for yourself. It's all personal preference. The other thing that I also have a rate switch. If we go to our rates, I set dual rates and expo. I do this for every airplane. It's set on a 3 toggle switch, so this switch right here, that's my switch C. Now what you can see is my ailerons, I have 20% expo on those. If I switch down, the rate is 100% in the beginning. I go down 65%, and low rates is 55%. All right, and if we go over to our ailerons, and you'll be able to see, these are low rates. You see the difference here? Low, mid, and then high that's that 100% throw on that. So it's got a lot of, it'll be able to roll faster and stuff like that. But that is our basic setup. In the transmitter, there's the biggest thing you guys need to remember is making sure that your thrust vectoring is set up properly. You're going to want you're going to want to make sure all those sides are correct. That's really about it. The other cool thing we have about this airplane, with our gear, so if we go underneath, there is a sequencer. So there's a sequencer on this, and if we take it, so right now my gear is down, I've got my light on. We'll flip our gear up. Let's see if it... And everything closes up nice and neatly on this. You can see there's our main gear right there. Nice view of those EDFs down there. Now if we go down, I think it takes about 8 seconds is what I counted. So remember guys, if you're in a situation where you're going to need your gear down, remember it's going to take about 8 seconds for your gear to extend. Rather than bust up your gear, it may be easier if you don't have that 8 seconds. It may be easier just to belly land it and repair the damage. But other than that, that is about it. That's our setup. I hope you guys like this one. We will be getting to the maiden hopefully tomorrow. I'm hoping that tomorrow gives us some good weather so we can get our maiden done. as long as that happens, I'll have that maiden video up for you next week. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Hope you learned a lot. I'll see you in the next one.